Smudge here. Can't do it. Can't tell you enough about this guy in 3 minutes. So we'll let him introduce himself. Mr. Dennis Allen, City Boy Homestead.
Crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready.
You know, a lot of people name their pets. But Dennis, well, he names everything. That's your trivia hint. Find some of the names.
That's Tubby the air tank. This is the one that's going to be like the yellow submarine. So remember I said that one of the air tanks, hope you're paying attention to my videos, see they are going to be quizzes. That's the one that's going to look like the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine.
Just watch the way he articulates his projects. Makes them easy for everybody to understand.
Down here, what's going on? Today is going to be a very spectacular day. Today only 4 hours left. Whatever. No, today I'm going to do a lot of work. It's going to kind of stink for me, but you get to watch me dig some holes. So I've dug 2 of them just for my windmill already. I'm going to have 4 posts with support cables going up one center windmill up here. Down here there's 2 holes so the windmill could pivot. Alright, so these 2 already. This is the foundational, I guess the base for the windmill.
Doug and Stacy gave him a nod.
Dennis Allen. If you guys watch YouTube, you might want to check out his channel. Look at him smile.
So right
in
in
the
the middle
aerial
there.
shots as well. Just an aerial view of his quarry.
So pretty much, see right there in the middle.
We met him at the Homesteaders of America conference.
I met.
Here he's on his way home.
Homestead. How am I gonna do this? Links there'll be links below, but because I don't even know if this is focusing. But Two Family Homestead, they have a Monday night live YouTube thing, which I'm gonna probably copy. I'm gonna copy that because I think it's a great idea having a scheduled every day. So I'm gonna do that. They asked me to be on their show. They're booked for, I think, like a year in advance, which is amazing. But I'm going to be on their show, on a Monday show. So thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate that. Who else did I meet?
Close.
Quiet.
Hey, folks. Guess what? Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. You're here at Two Family Homestead. And do we have an hour for you? Can't tell you how it's going to go. There are always surprises, you know. But this one's definitely not going to be a dud. Not that we've had duds. But Dennis Allen, City Boy Homestead. We met him when we went to the conference in Virginia, the Homesteaders of America conference. First time I saw him there was when he was sitting in the bleachers and Doug and Stacy were on. And they go, "There's Dennis Allen." And then he had the mic, so he told him what his channel was. And then I met him again. I was standing in line and waiting for my Mexican food, I think, at the food truck, which I didn't really. Yeah. So you have an interesting hour. It's going to go fast. Get those questions in. This guy's a riot. He is 100%. I like this guy. So are we ready to bring him out from the green room?
If you think he's
blue room.
Well,
I'm not sure what color it is tonight.
I don't know what color it is tonight either. So let's just get him online here.
Yeah.
Dennis, welcome to Monday Night Live.
Hello, what's up, everybody?
So
how you guys doing?
In the room, at least that's what it says on mine. If you have questions, please put them in caps. Daryl's going to be pretty much chatting with Dennis, so he doesn't watch the screen that much, which is why we have moderators. And Angie, I have to get you your troll sent out since you have moderator. Discovery, you do too. I think I have a boy troll I'll send to you.
So, anyway, Dennis, so you bought a quarry. Tell us about it.
I think it was more like buy some property, get a free quarry. It was a promotion going on with the real estate developer, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I do have a quarry.
Wish they had those around here.
So, and you and I chatted a little bit earlier, but this was a quarry that was actually done by the state. Is that correct, for building roads or something?
Yeah, it was. There's actually two quarries on the property. There's an older one that was quarried about maybe around the 40s, and then a newer one that's the big quarry that you guys could all see. That was quarried up until about the 60s, and that was for a lot of the road projects in the area.
I see. And just so people know, you're somewhere in Pennsylvania. You don't have to be exact, but give us an area where you're at.
So if you draw an X through the state, or a T, I'm right in the middle. The actual house, that is the actual house that's in the middle of the state, that's what they say, is in the next town over. So it's pretty much central PA.
Okay, so you're pretty close to Penn State then.
Yeah, the actual town is Woodward. You could Google Woodward. It's a big sports camp. It's actually, if you look that way, it's the next big hill. It's a very hilly valley here. I'm on top of one hill. The next hill is actually there's a farm in between. The following hill is Woodward Sports Camp. Big X Games for little kids, and I don't know what they do in there, but.
Well, and I know that you have not only a quarry, but it appears that you've got some trees, you've got some good ground, it looks like. You've got a creek, you've got a cave, you've got, I don't know what all.
Yeah, I had some requirements when I was looking for property. I wasn't even actually looking in this area. It would kind of like the universe kind of just like gave it to me and said, not gave it to me, but put it in my lap and said, hey, you should buy this. It has 2 or 3 caves. One, maybe it's not a cave, it's just a big hole in the ground. But definitely one cave, I haven't been in yet, but it has 2 different rooms. Actually, in one of my newest videos about the floods, you could see the creek overflowed and was flowing into where the cave is. So sounds like a very big cave. Yeah, it's got two creeks on it. Some hilly spots, a lot of trees for firewood, which is really good. Where my airstream is right now is more of a pasture area. That's where we're gonna grow a lot of food.
Okay, so you're going to put in a garden, I take it.
Oh yeah, a lot of garden.
Put in a lot of garden. And I also understand you've done some studying in permaculture.
Yes, my last couple of years with my old former company, I took a nice little easy office job, and so that gave me access to a lot of online time. So I did a couple online PDCs. It's a permaculture design course. So I've been studying that for a while. My old home, I had a very nice size, not a very small backyard, but it was a nice permaculture urban food forest kind of thing. I wasn't too comfortable eating anything that grew out of that garden, but it was a nice garden.
Okay. And that was back in Jersey.
In the middle of Jersey City. I came from Jersey City, New Jersey, and I was like the front of the Industrial Revolution. So all the soil there was just all toxic with googity gooks and whittla. I don't know what was in it, but it was bad. I mean, I had the reports that show what was in it, and it was a lot of things that shouldn't be in it. So that's why I'm out here, folks.
So did you have any other draws into central Pennsylvania? I mean, do you have family that lives close or anything, or?
No, I've actually never. I drove by actually this area once on my way to drive to California, but I just did I wanted to be a 3-4 hour radius from New York City. That's where I'm from, and that's where all my friends and family are. So I was just doing a 3-hour radius. I didn't want to do upstate New York because a lot of like laws and a lot more registration and a lot more, people putting their thumb on your neck. I don't know if that's even a saying, but it is now.
Yep. So, just wound up in Pennsylvania. Sounds like
Yeah.
like quite thing. And you're off grid.
Yes, I am.
You have a ground mounted solar system.
Yep. It's going to be on the roof of the Airstream one day whenever I get up there and drill some holes.
Well, and you had plans to live in a yurt, but that didn't work out.
It did work out. It was going to be a temporary base that I built, because I built a base on old 3 feet by 8 foot hay bales that my neighbor farmer had. And I figured I could get away with a winter. I wanted to stay in a winter because the Airstream isn't, I wouldn't even say insulated. It might have a little old pink stuff in it, but I did manage to live in it for about 4 months in the middle of winter. So, I mean, yeah, I was living in it, and I will be living in it again one day. I think the Airstream is going to be more of my summer home. I'm going to live like a snowbird, and then the yurt will be more of like the winter dwelling. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, a summer and a winter dwelling. Jeez.
Well, you've got what, 28 to 30 acres, so you could lose yourself in there.
Jeez,
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of room. So, and I plan on really making this homestead a homestead, and what I mean by that is I want the property to support me instead of me working for my property. So if I have the yurt stream, that's I guess if they had a baby, the Airstream, I could always rent it out to people or maybe hold events in the yurt. So
will we have to have a baby shower when that happens?
Yeah.
Cool. We're the first of its kind.
Well, you let us know when your yurt's pregnant, and we'll start planning.
Oh, yeah. We'll make some money off of this puppy.
Well, I think, I don't know which one's going to get pregnant. So, hey, can I get my little furry face guy out? Hold on.
Sure.
Drop stuff. I saw your little troll. There's my little Chewbacca.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, can you imagine?
I like my Chewbacca.
A troll and a Chewbacca? What would that be? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
One crazy.
A blue. It looked like a Smurf. Like, well,
yeah,
I don't know.
Crazy looking creature.
Yeah, well, we decided early on, we didn't want to have to put up with trolls, so we would bring our own to the room. So,
right.
So Sherry,
Trollbacca. Robin says a Trollbacca.
So
there we go.
So Sherry has used the trolls every. I think probably
from the get go. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And each one of our moderators have one.
Yeah.
I send all of our moderators. We have 2 new moderators, so they will be getting one in the mail.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, and we certainly do appreciate our monitors, because they do a great job.
Moderators, honey, not monitors.
Well, they monitor the moderation. Something else.
Just stick with the other conversation.
I've been talking to Dennis too long.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. That'll do it to you.
So this winter, though, you're going to just spend it in the Airstream.
Yeah, I'm actually, it's pretty cold out right now. I'm sitting here, I don't know if you can see, I'm in a t-shirt. I'm kind of sweating because I have a little cubic mini stove right now. And it's doing very well. The Airstream is kind of like a small little tin can, and if you light a couple matches in it, it warms up quickly. So it's going to be very comfortable this winter.
Well, you might be able to get by with just a couple candles in or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I don't know.
Dennis, I'm supposed to tell you that Angie's Pantry says hello.
Hello, Angie's Pantry. I love this community, by the way. This is, I don't know if you know this, but this is, the community is one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, because I wanted to learn and meet people from, like-minded people in the area and just all around the country that we could help each other homestead, and you know, even if you're not homesteading, but maybe get people in the direction of homesteading because of such a great community.
And so who? Oh, Prepping Ohio said he has a cubic mini. He's down here in Southern Ohio.
I think I saw his videos.
Okay.
Yeah, my cubic. So somebody said they don't know what it is. Can I show you real quick, or
Yeah,
is that acceptable to do on the channel?
Yeah, that's our daughter-in-law who said that. Sure, go ahead and show it.
All right, so the airstream might be a little messy, but
Okay.
He's froze.
Okay, Dennis, you're frozen. So if you want to,
how about that? Is it still frozen?
It's still frozen.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and turn the video off and turn it back on.
Oh, there it goes.
All right.
There he is.
Yeah, I'll bring you back online here. There we go.
Angie, it should be back on now.
Okay, so there is a cubic mini.
And Prepping says the only downside of his is that he has to feed it quite often.
Yeah, it's a small little opening, in a small little combustion chamber, I guess you would call it. So yeah, you kind of do, but it's okay. It's better than freezing, and it's better than propane. I was using propane last winter, and not very fun.
So speaking of propane, since you brought it up, you have a project going that I'm going to say is a little bit foreign to most, where you're actually using some old propane tanks, and you're going to be using that to extract water out of the ground. So go ahead and tell the people a little bit about your water situation there, since you are off grid and your water is 200 feet under your feet.
Yes. So at first I was going to go with the traditional windmill that you see on TV or you see on YouTube's aero motor. It's the big windmills, the old school style, and it you know, just cranks and pumps water up nice and slow. And so that probably doesn't look good. So what I found was other options of getting the water out of the ground, but multi-purpose. So what I came up with, this is all thanks to my Amish neighbors. Thank you very much, Menno. Casey's watching. I know the Amish kind of cheat a lot with their rules, so maybe he's watching my this channel. So what it is, it's a windmill that makes compressed air. So there's an air compressor that's on top of the windmill. It's going to be a 60-foot windmill. The compressor is going to make compressed air, send it down to, I have 2 used propane tanks, old big propane tanks. And so that's going to save the compressed air. From the compressed air, I don't know if you've ever been to a mechanic shop, but most of the tools are all pneumatic. You know, you hear ring, ring, ring. You know, there's a lot of power in air. So I'm going to use that, send it down the well. I have a special pneumatic pump, just no moving parts, just up and down. And that's going to take my water out of the ground and into an old milk storage container. So if anybody is homesteading and looking for water storage, just a little side note, go to a dairy farm and look for old milk storage tanks. So upcycling is the best way and it's the cheapest way, because instead of getting a $1,000-gallon plastic tank for about anywhere from, you know, $1,000 to $1,500 to $2,500, I have a nice fancy stainless steel one for it was actually exactly $1,000. So I'm a big upcycler, and I went a little bit more than telling you about my windmill, but I get excited to talk about this stuff because it's exciting to me, and I don't know.
Well, like I say, that's, to be honest, I had not even ever considered using air power to pump water out of the ground.
Your grandson's watching you.
My grandson is watching me.
Yes. Cassie just said that.
Oh, okay. We'll have to say hi to Anthony then.
Yes. Anthony, our 18-month-old grandson.
So I'm sure he's talking back.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Screaming that he doesn't have to be here.
So are you going to use this air then for other things? And once your water is up in your storage tank, is that going to be gravity fed into wherever you're living, or are you going to have to carry water? Or
so it is gravity fed. That I put the well on top of the property. I have about 120-foot elevation difference between the top of the property and the bottom of the property. So I can use some gravity feeding, but with the compression, the air pressure, I could have as much water pressure as I want. So I don't really have to worry about gravity feeding, because all I have to do is stick an air line into with a regulator and some other jibbity things, but I could have all the water pressure that I want. So, yeah, and also with the air compressor system, you know, besides operating power tools, you could probably replace anything electric with air. And when I say probably, maybe not everything, but I mean, the Amish will take a Makita drill, take the motor out, probably sell it, and then put an adapter with an air compressor, spinner, weebity doobity thing, so you could use power tools even with compressed air. Also, where I bought the windmill from, I guess I don't know, this is breaking some kind of Amish code, but the Amish guy had it hooked up to an alternator with the same, you know, different type, same kind of adapter to take the air pressure and spin something, and the spinny thing spun an alternator, and alternator is hooked up to a battery. He had his whole house on, you know, using compressed air. I mean, from sewing machines to washing machines to his computer. I mean, he had full computer with internet. I don't know, it doesn't seem too Amish, but I don't know. This is the technology that they're using to power their internet is windmills. So if it works for the Amish, it's going to work for the City Boy homesteader.
Very, very interesting. And you also altered your Jeep.
Oh, yes. I'm like, I alter that thing all the time.
Oh, well,
yes,
I was specifically referring to the air pressure.
Yes, yeah. It took me a second. So my Jeep, what I've done, a lot of four-wheeler off-road guys do this. They'll take the air compressor, you know, for the AC compressor for the AC unit. Yeah, that's the right word. And you cut those lines, and you can convert that motor that's pumping the Freon throughout your air conditioner. You could take that and use it as an air compressor motor right over your Jeep. So my Jeep has a regulator, air lines, air oilers, and everything in it, all plumbed up, and I could just hook up a air hose to it and a tank if I want, and I have pneumatic air right coming out of my Jeep. So I always wanted to do that, and just now having an air system and trying to get to no air systems a little bit better, I figured, hey, this will definitely be a way to do it. And it's always also good as a backup. You know, if my well, if I need some water and for some reason there's no wind, I mean, it's very windy up here, so that's a blessing. I don't think I'll ever want to run out of wind. But if it's on a very calm day, if it's like an anti-hurricane week or something, I could just park my Jeep up there, turn it on, and pump water out of my ground. So it also has an alternator. I mean, a power. You know, I have inverters in it and everything. So Daisy the Jeep is multifunctional.
Okay. And obviously everybody can see now, it looks like you have lights on, even though you're off grid.
Oh yeah, I got a light on. I better hurry up, and these batteries are getting drained.
Okay, so you just have a very small solar system that charge up some batteries, and you just sort of use a battery power then for your nominal electricity in your camper.
Yeah, so I'm only joking. I mean, the batteries will definitely last this. I could probably leave this on all for a few days. I have 2 solar panels hooked up to 3 deep cycle batteries. The Airstream, the factory system that these lights are on, that's hooked up to 1 battery that is actually in the Airstream, you know, the whole system that it came with the Airstream. And that's to 1 solar panel. The other solar panel is hooked up to the other 2 marine batteries. And that is hooked up to an inverter. And from that inverter is what I use for AC, DC, direct, AC power. That's like my laptop and cell phones, things like that. So I have AC and DC. The Airstream is all DC. I have, I got these little, I don't know if you can see it, these little LED lights all and everything. So there's usually a cover on that, but I took it off so you can see my shiny forehead.
Stephen is asking, how much air pressure will it take to pump water from the well? I think it takes 90 pounds, but my system's going to hold 120 pounds PSI.
Okay, I'm just checking to see here if there's any other questions that have come up, because we've just been chatting away here.
Now my sister's in here.
So, oh, Bob,
it's hard to read all the comments. They're going so fast.
Yes, they are. Yes, they really are.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. It most certainly is, Southern Ark. I figured you folks would really enjoy listening to this fella here. I'll be honest. I've not seen all of his videos, and I've been binge watching Dennis Allen videos here for the past week.
That'll get you in trouble.
That'll get you in trouble. Life Unwind has a question. Okay, you using wet cells or gel cells? That's wet cells, I'm pretty sure.
Wet cells, just regular, I think 31 series batteries, nothing fancy. No, I'm not worried about any kind of gas leaking. I think it's hydrogen that leaks from batteries. They just, when it evaporates, it's gone. And so yeah, I just go with the regular marine batteries. I think they're the wet cells.
Did you put the roads in on your property there, or were they already there?
There was there was a road going to the quarry. I did make a road from the quarry bottom from the quarry going up to the top of the halfway up the hill, most of the way up the hill. That was a very big. There's a video on that if you want to watch some really cool, fun machinery work and tree cutting. There's a video on me building a road. That was a big task. Luckily, the quarry was a dump for 20 years or something. So I had a lot of cement. Anything green, pretty much like old railroad ties, and a lot of cement was dug. So. And I had a lot of rock in the quarry, so that saved me about $10,000 on getting rock. I mean, I probably couldn't have afforded this property because of that road. If I had to build that road and not have all the rock and the resources there, that road probably would have cost $20,000 to build, or maybe even more.
We have a few questions here for you. Backyard Eden is asking, what is your compression from? Stephen, I think it's Seaman is the name, and I know he's on your channel, says stop by my place on your way back. And Country Girl, I think this message is for you, Dennis. Can I message you to learn more about it? So there you go.
Yeah. I didn't understand the first question. Was the pressure from?
What's the compression? You must have been talking. Now I lost my thing.
Oh, air compression. So it's the windmill. The windmill. What was that?
The windmill just turns a compressor. It's just a
There's a compressor that's actually made here in PA. And you know where it's so funny, when we were at the Homesteader conference, that the compressor, the generator, the AC compressor, was actually made in like 2 towns over. When we were having dinner, I went with a bunch of a prepper group for dinner that night. And as I was just in the backyard walking the dog, I saw the same logo. I was like, hey, that's the logo for my windmill compressor. And right across the street from us is where it was made. So kind of a little fun little backstory. As far as Steve, you live the other way, and I'm not going anywhere, but I'll come by anyway. Steve is, I don't know if you guys know this, but Steve he actually is the one helping me design did design the yurt base, and he helped me come out, and we're building a roof for my shipping container shop. So thank you, Steve. You're the other way. I'm not even going anywhere. My daughter's coming here. Actually, she's probably here now, somewhere in Woodward, but I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere soon. But I'll definitely make it out to Steve's unless I have somebody else.
Southern Ark Homestead wants to know what's the story behind your tats.
So I got a few. That one right there, I had to be funny. That's my grandfather's pilot swings, and those are a bunch of B-17s. He was a B-17 pilot. That's Corebra. I like Japanese style. My daughter designed that one. There's some art. This is my favorite tattoo right there. Can you see it? That little dot. I did that when I was 12 years old. People, don't do it yourself, kids. I don't know if there are any kids watching, but don't do it yourself. But if you take Indian ink and dip it in with a pin, you'll have a tattoo for life. So I want to see if it worked. It did work. So that's kind of how I live my life. I just do things and try them out. But Costa Rica ordinance, that's pretty much it. I got a drunken tattoo, the star there, and somebody else filled it in, but that's it.
B Lady says on one of your videos you reference Instagram. She wants to know if you have an Instagram address or a different name for your Instagram, so we can put the link up for folks.
Yes. I think it's Dennis Allen Vids. Let me check right now.
Okay.
But I am on the Instagrams. I know I talk about Homesteader Dan on Instagram all the time. I think I say him a lot because it rhymes so well. Dennis Allen Homestead. I'm sorry, Dennis Allen Homestead.
There you go, B. Dennis Allen Homestead is his Instagram ID. And that website, Homestead or something. I think
there it
was his.
Well, Dennis, you have some sort of a blog thing where you kind of feature some other channels?
So, yeah, that's something I was trying to do. I kind of got distracted from it. But I was trying to do, I have a couple website domains. I mean, they're cheap and easy to get, so I just pull them whenever my brain gets something in my mind. Oh, wow, I just lost my train of thought.
I saw that
it's hard to read.
Derailed.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments. I'm like, oh, the website.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how my videos are. My brain just squirrel moment, and it's not even a squirrel.
That's what's so interesting.
So I did start a website. I think it's YouTube homesteaders.com or something like that. Where what I wanted, I think we need a way of getting the videos kind of off of YouTube and, just do it our own self somehow. So I was just pulling YouTube videos and just putting them on there. So I don't know, it could be a cool, like a central place where people go watch, whatever YouTube channels they want. And it's pretty easy to get some kind of app or something to pull, from automatically like your website. So anytime you post a video, it'll be on the website or something. But that's what I was trying. I don't know if it'll ever work, but.
We have questions. Angie wants to know how many years you have been doing YouTube. And Bobblehead Homestead, do you plan on living in the yurt? Plan on living in the yurt in the future?
Yes, I do plan on living in the you're in the future, Bobblehead. I think Bobblehead's channel is great, by the way. And so, yeah, I am going to definitely live in the yurt again. I want to set it up. And again, you know, so I don't think I'm going to want to live anywhere 100% all the time. Maybe, you know, if I build like my dream home down the hill a little bit, I will. But so I'll build it to live in it and maybe rent it out or have a place for people to come and, I don't know, do what they want in it. Have a bar mitzvah. I don't know.
Bar mitzvah?
Birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, whatever you got.
Exactly. We got it going here.
So you have some other plans for your property to actually generate income. And that's what, some camping and maybe some concerts with this beautiful quarry as a backdrop and all the acoustics that naturally provides. And so tell us about some of those.
So camping, I'm already doing hip camp, and so I've had a couple of people in. About half of the people actually stayed in a very beautiful spot to camp, and the other half of people actually are sleeping in the quarry. Which I guess is, you know, how many people get to sleep in a quarry, which is kind of cool. So I do plan on renting out free campsites and, you know, other possibilities with that. Now the quarry is a very cool thing. I mean, it's been a hangout. This whole area of Woodward was a big hippie commune town. The farm that I bought my section of property from, he's still there. It's an organic cheese farmer and milk farmer, beef farmer, I guess. A lot to do with cows, get the point. So that was a hippie commune back in the day. So getting back to the quarry, everybody used to hang out at the quarry for years. So it's already been like a staple in the area of a cool place to hang out. The dream of the farmer actually was to put a stage in there. And I saw when I first bought it, I was like, wow, we could do, you know, cool things in here. So his friend was actually the one building the road. So we were just having a beer after one of the work days and like, hey, man, let's do the stage. So the guy building the road, he built a big stage. So we did have one concert in it already, which was amazing. People on the, you know, miles away heard it, but other people didn't. It's kind of weird because it's shoots down the valley, you know, because the quarry is in a hill. So you drive into a hill. It's not like a sunken quarry, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we're definitely gonna have some rock and roll music. Get it? Rock, you know. We're also gonna have, I've noticed that there's a bunch of drive-in movie theaters around in the area. So I'm gonna get a drive-in theater. I don't know how. I'll build something and, you know, get something somehow.
I heard
yeah,
if you build it, they will come.
That's kind of what I'm doing. That's my.
And somebody says Woodward, and I'm in Juanita County, maybe.
What's Juanita? Oh, that's a county in. Oh, okay, yeah. I wear aprons. I don't wear aprons, but maybe I do. Sometimes I do, I guess. Juanita County. I don't know where that is. I'm in Center County. I think I've heard of that one before. But like I said earlier, I don't really know Pennsylvania. So I'm actually looking it up, and oh yeah, that's actually close.
They wanted some.
Yeah, so Juanita County. I'm sorry?
Country Girl wants to know what the biggest challenge you've run into so far on your property.
That's a good question. The biggest challenge, I think they're all big. I don't know, breaking stuff. I tend to break things. Before we jumped on, we were talking about the time I slid my Jeep into the fence pole and it took me an hour to get down a hill.
Oh gosh.
So a lot of vehicles, I guess, is my challenge. I've got a lot of steep hills and I don't know, snow and rain. So dealing with the township too is never fun. The first, knock on my door, Uncle, the Department of Making You Feel Sad, they want to know where I'm pooping. So they already, so probably government and me crashing are my biggest obstacles.
I Wear Apron said she's right below Lewiston.
Yes, I pulled on a map.
Oh,
I definitely know that area.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. I've driven through that area.
And I don't know if you answered, if you heard it before. How long have you been doing YouTube?
So I was one of the first YouTubers out there, meaning that I have a very old YouTube account. But YouTubing, as far as just doing this and not just putting like stupid, like if you go way back into my videos, you'll see just me in Jersey like jumping my Jeep in like abandoned spaces and riding over cars. But YouTubing, as in like what I'm doing now, probably about a year, maybe. Ever since I bought this homestead, I only started this, posting videos and documenting this when I first moved here. And I bought this place about a year and a half now. So I've been here about 2 years now. So maybe 2 years. I don't know. The more I think, the more precise I get.
It was suggested that you could do luxury yurts and do the glamping and
glamping, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how people say I'm, camping right now is, the way I'm living. I'm like, this is glamping, buddy. I have all the amenities. And
Ruby Ranch said she would totally pay to go glamping and see a concert.
And come on out. Come on out, man. I love having people over. Just come out in the winter, concert, no concert, whatever. Everybody's invited. That's why I don't really like hide where I'm living. Like, some people like Wrangler Star, he has, this thing about trying to tells people he lives in another state altogether. But if you just like Google where does Wrangler Star live, you could get his address. So, I mean, if there's somebody crazy that wants to come out there and give me a hard time, you're going to probably find me anyway. So what the heck? Everybody knows where I am. Might be a bad thing to do one day, but whatever. Come on now.
And Southern Ark, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Southern Ark. There's another. Oh, Bobblehead Homestead said he'll give you $2 if you name your windmill Bobblehead.
Oh man!
There you go.
I like that. Oh, that actually, I might do it. I might that's with a challenge like that. I think that might be a good bobblehead.
You can hardly pass it up. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It doesn't rhyme very well, but I love bobbleheads, and it kind of is a bobblehead because head's spinning all day, and so it works.
Thank you very much, Grandpa's Place. We appreciate it. We really do. So, yes, folks, Dennis names things, and you were kind of given a little bit of a
it's 9:40
of a hint in the promo for tonight that you might want to do a little bit of research, because trivia questions, which is time for one, are going to revolve around some names. So let me pull the trivia up, and we will get started with that.
Yes.
I saw somebody said my windmill is going to be 60 feet tall.
Okay, so for those of you that have been here before, we do this every week. We have asked a couple questions, trivia questions about our guest, and the rules are very simple. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as received and recorded on the stream here. So as you see the stream going up the screen here, that is the official order, not necessarily what you see on your computer, but this is the way everything is received here. And the third thing is, if you are the winner, you must send us an email with your address so we can send you a $2 bill. And look at this, he has a $2 bill. How about that? So, first question, let me bring it in here.
Hey, do I get to participate?
Question number 1. What is the Jeep's name?
Easy one.
He has named his white Jeep. What is its name?
Oh!
Stephen Seaman, Daisy.
$2 bill, Stephen.
Okay, Stephen. And Finite World was second, but the way they came through here, Stephen was first. So, Stephen, please send us an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. And if your email does not reference the Stephen Seaman name, tell us who you are and give us your mailing address. We will not spam you. We send you money. And everybody should give their name for money. So, all right, let's go back. And was there a question, or did he already cover it? Was it just the windmill height? Was that the question?
I thought there was something else, but frame that goes around here.
So, Dennis, do you consider yourself?
Oh, Gaming Guy did ask. Oh, he already answered that. How big is the windmill?
Okay. Do you consider yourself more of a homesteader or a prepper?
Definitely a homesteader. I'm not really a prepper. I think you should be prepared in life. Oh, that's me. Yeah, so I think I'm definitely more of a homesteader than a prepper. I don't think the world's going to end. I think we will probably have some rough times, coming ahead, and I definitely want to be prepared, but I don't have like 2 years of MREs locked up in a shoebox somewhere. I think it's good to have stuff like that. I could probably go a while, but being a homesteader and being self-sufficient is kind of one and the same. I do listen to a podcast called The Survival Podcast with Jack Spirico. Actually, he's one of the guys, foundations, I guess, where I got one of my permaculture courses from. He teaches preparedness, and a lot of the stuff it's just regular, good old-fashioned home living. Country living or homesteading is kind of one and the same. So I would definitely gear towards more of a homesteader.
Okay. And they probably weren't in here earlier, but Gaming Guy is asking, what do you heat with?
I don't think he was.
Yeah. What do
I eat with?
Eat. H-E-A-T.
My finger. Oh.
Well, you eat with your fingers, but what do you heat with?
I eat with a little wood burning stove, and I have a backup, little propane generator, little buddy heater in case that is needed. But
and Backwoods Raised, thank you very much for your super chat there. We certainly appreciate that. Helps the channel. So, do you have a plan? Do you have like a 3-year plan when you're going to get things accomplished, or you just kind of go as things fall?
Yeah, I kind of just go as things fall. I mean, my plan is to build this, to be self-sufficient and to generate some income. As far as a plan kind of guy, I think rules are made to be broken, and plans are just kind of silly. I have, big overall plans, but I don't put a deadline on them or anything. I mean, it would have been nice to have the windmill up already. That was kind of part of the plan, have it up already, but things don't happen, so I don't set a any specific dates, so I don't have to let myself down much.
Well, and we talked earlier a little bit about you're going to have a garden. I saw that you had planted comfrey beside your trailer tire, I think.
Yes.
Oh, Old Alabama Gardener's in here.
Well,
You talk about comfrey, and that automatically goes to Old Alabama
Yeah.
Gardener.
I don't know if you're
I'm
familiar
a
with.
big fan of comfrey.
I don't know if you're familiar with Old Alabama Gardener or not, Dennis, but he's been on our show here before, and he is just a wealth of knowledge for anything growing. And he's out of Alabama, of course. That's what's called Old Alabama Gardener. As a matter of fact,
Cool, I'll check it out.
he will be a returning guest on Christmas Day, which happens to be on Monday.
Yes.
So Old Alabama Gardener will be joining us. For those of you that get brand new computers and want to try them out on Christmas, we're going to be here just for you folks. So,
Country Girl wants to know what you heat how do you heat water for bathing? Or water for, you do your dishes in the milking barn, don't you?
Yes, that's yeah. I am cheating a little. I do go to the farm next door, my dishes, and for my showering. I do have plans for a whole water system being heated with the little stove, and summertime I do a solar bag outside. I shower right behind the Airstream. But winter is a little tough. I'll cheat a little.
in looking at your videos, the whole top of the hill seems pretty barren. Is that where you're going to have your garden? Or do you have plans on, from the permaculture standpoint, of planting some trees for windbreaks of any sort? Or obviously I don't know.
Yeah, so the whole top of the property, it was an old cow pasture. I'm gonna put swales on contour going down the hill, and there'll be a lot of trees growing there. My annual garden will be kind of where the hill meets the flat area where we used to have the yurt. We've made a big level spot. That's where I'll do the annual garden because it's nice and flat and easy to till. The perennial stuff will be the whole, hopefully one day, the whole top of the hill. Windbreaks and yeah, it's all up here, and I have some of it written down and drawn out some plans. But
Do you plan to have any animals? I mean, other than the few that you already have, farm animals.
Yeah, like goats, chickens.
Yeah. I do. So I'm in a spot right now where I don't know if I'm vegetarian or if I'm not. It's kind of weird. I never thought I wanted to be a vegetarian, but just, I don't know, recently I've been kind of giving up meat, and it's kind of been, I don't know, it's felt pretty good. I understand that if I go the vegetarian route and not eat beef or chicken or goat, things like that, it's going to be 1,000 times harder to be self-sufficient because animals are so easy to take care of. I do definitely plan on maybe in a couple years getting some animals, even if I'm not going to eat them, just to have them help work the land and enrich the soil, things like that. So I had chickens in Jersey City. I had chickens, ducks, fish. I built a little pond in my backyard. And kind of weird, when I moved out to the country, I got rid of my animals, except for my ones that live with me.
The creek that runs through, I'm guessing the front of your property, is that fishable? Is that?
Yeah, you could get some trout in there, some little fish here and there. Nothing big. There is a big creek that there's an intersection of two creeks. One is Penn Creek and one is something else. The something else one is constantly running, and there's some fish in there, but not too many. Probably not enough to live on, that's for sure.
Well, and of course, you've been talking about getting away from meat a little bit, but have you been or are you a hunter? I mean, do you?
I've never hunted. Never hunted. Not saying I wouldn't. I would like to go hunting. Most of the time, hunting is not even shooting anything, but and I would shoot something, you know, if there was a deer there, and you know, even if I wasn't eating anything, and I know people would eat it, I would, you know, I would still shoot it.
Okay. It's 9:53, so we gotta get to the trivia question. That's what you're.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
let me get it queued up here. So
Trivia time.
trivia time again.
And bobblehead, yes, you can do it.
Okay, I'll very quickly read the rules one more time here. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as received and recorded on the stream here as you see it on the screen in the video here. And if you win, you must send us an email with your address within 48 hours, please, to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Okay, question number 2. Is everybody ready? What did Dennis name Billy Ray Valentine?
$2 Billy showing.
What did he name Billy Ray Valentine?
Oh, what is named? Oh,
Yeah, what is named Billy Ray Valentine? Finite World.
oh yeah.
Finite World, you are the winner.
Dennis Allen will send that $2 out right to you.
And Life Unwired, you're right behind him. And Kelly PB Fam, you're in there too. But
No, Andy, it wasn't the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, just a little update on Billy. I think Billy is not looking good for Billy.
okay, so Finite World, please send us an email. And we have you down as a winner of a $2 bill. So just to let everybody know, we've been on there almost an hour. And I would like to keep going, but we want you, you know, we obviously want to be aware of our guests, whatever their commitments might be. So, are you able to stick around a little bit, Dennis?
Yeah, I can stick around.
Okay. And folks, if you wanted to stick around, you guys stick around too. So. I saw answer before question. Oops.
Connection? Oh, it's for something else.
Okay. You know, video you haven't asked yet.
Has to be the connection. June said it has to be the connection. It's not happening to everybody.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of reading through a couple of these data, so I apologize. Seems like we have some people that are lagging desperately, but others are fine. So
yeah.
If you find yourself lagging, just try refreshing your browser. And irregardless if you're lagging or not, the content will still come to you. You'll just, I guess, hear it in your own time. But obviously, you want to stay pretty close to what the audio is. So, and I guess that's my question: is the audio must be current, but the pictures behind, is that what people are seeing? I can't diagnose YouTube.
Yeah.
They're
Man,
crazy.
Good Lord.
So Dennis, I'm a little curious. Are you being affected by the YouTube police where they're demonetizing everything?
Oh yeah, the weirdest thing. Yeah. I
already
think I got demonetized on one that I was talking about water, and then the next video was picking up chicks and LSD, and that didn't get flagged. So no idea.
Oh my gosh. Christy Betts wants to know where your pretty pup is tonight.
Eddie Murphy, come here, come here, come here. He's sleeping. Apparently, he doesn't want to get up. Come here, come here.
Leave me alone.
He's like, I'm sleeping.
Leave me alone, Dad. It's not worth it.
Johnny Cat's not here either. Yeah, I guess it's past. It's actually past everyone's bedtime, so they're out.
Well, yeah, you're in the same time zone as what we are, so it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but I'm older than people, so.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think we have a few years on you.
Yeah, just a couple. Did we meet Finite World in Virginia? And I just don't remember. Because they met Dennis in Virginia. They got a sticker.
We didn't get a sticker.
That sticker from Doug and... That was in Layman's that we got Doug and Stacy's sticker.
Yeah, we didn't get a sticker. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's out of stickers.
They said, sure did. I'm going to have to go back on our videos and watch it. Old age, I forget fast. Yeah, Andy, we have a 14-year-old dog. Once she's asleep, don't bother her. But I know someone else that's like that, too.
I have no idea who she's talking about.
No idea whatsoever. Oh. Well, then, what's your cat's name?
It's Johnny Cat.
Johnny Cat.
Well,
that's what it is.
his name is Johnny, and then everybody gives him a different last name.
So Johnny works. But...
Johnny works, yeah. Yeah.
Johnny Work is Johnny Cat, Johnny Cat, Johnny Rockman, Johnny Dog.
So, are you going to be traveling to any more conventions and shows and stuff this in 2018?
I want to. I definitely want to. Yeah, I don't have any animals now. That's why. It's another reason why, you know, when you said, am I going to have any animals? I kind of pushing it off for maybe a year or two. I do want to do some traveling. I would like to do a cross-country trip and just go out there and see some other homesteads and try to get some ideas, because, you know, like the tag name says, City Boy Homesteader. I know nothing about homesteading, and so I'm just learning from avenues like YouTube, and I think it'd be fun to take a trip across country and go, you know, visit other homesteaders and see what they're doing and learn from them. So I do plan on, you know, doing some more. The Mother Earth fairs are always fun, and I like going to conferences and things. Well, maybe one day I'll be a speaker.
Well, I know that you went to the Mother Earth News Fair. We did not make any of those this year. We thought about the one
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Somerset.
But we didn't make it.
Yep.
And we actually did meet you in Virginia.
Yep.
And
there's a meetup in Mississippi if you want to go in March. It's a tad
Mississippi.
Yeah, it's a 14-hour drive for us, so it's going to be quite a bit longer for you.
I've never been to Mississippi, so hey, maybe me.
Yeah, we went in October. No,
I don't know what.
I don't remember when Bee lady, when did we go to Mississippi? Brenda? Deep South Homestead had a meetup, and we went. And they are having another one on March 11th.
But this is going to be a little more than a meetup. They're going to have...
This is going to be a seed exchange. And they're also going to talk about gardening tools, and I think for all the kids that are coming, they're going to have some little planting classes for the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be
great.
It's going to be a much bigger
28th.
thing.
Thank you, Bee Lady.
So
I don't know if you saw
28th.
one of my newest videos about the Woodward Back to Basics fair.
yes, and I was.
We're gonna try to make that a lot bigger next year and grow it every year. So that should be that could be something that people can come to. I'll definitely be there.
Now, is that a 1-day thing, or is that a weekend, or?
It's a 1-day thing. Yeah.
A 1-day thing. So you could put together a package deal where people could just come camp at your property and go to the 1-day fair thing.
Yep. Or shows or permaculture events. And I plan on doing a lot of workshops for permaculture and just building things. So it'd be, camp and come out and hang out and do whatever we got going on here.
Great. Sounds like a lot of fun. It really does. I wish I was younger.
Me too. I see someone asked about beekeeping.
Yeah,
I definitely am going to get bees. Bees, well, I probably should have already had bees. I mean, I don't really need anything to have bees. You don't really need to do anything. You don't need to water them or feed them. So I definitely will get bees. I had a lot of bees in Jersey City. Something else I had in Jersey City. Could move out to the country. I don't have. So definitely getting a lot of bees. I'm a big bee fan. And I do the no treatment, completely natural. I don't treat bees for anything, just healthy bees and good old fashioned local honey.
Get in touch with Bee Lady, because she's not that far from you. She's in
Upper New York. Upper New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Retired and prepping has asked, where does Dennis Allen live?
And I said, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you typed in an answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's in central Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Yeah, Bee Lady is pretty close to Canada, so she's about as northern New York as you can get. West of Buffalo, I think, and yeah,
Buffalo, Rochester,
up there. Do you know what kind of bees she has and where she gets them?
Little ones with wings.
Actually, little ones are very good.
Oh my!
Because it sounds funny, but the back in I forget what years, but when we wanted to make everything bigger and better, we started growing the bees bigger. So now we have bigger bees than what they were naturally. So that bees are actually naturally smaller, and a lot of organic beekeepers are now trying to get them back down to the smaller size, because the smaller size bee is less prone to disease and mites and things like that. So the smaller ones are the better ones.
Well, I see Bee Lady.
She caught you on that one.
Bee Lady caught my comment, so
yeah. Big Mike, you and me both. I can do with that, but I do like the honey. Italian Carnolian, is that correct? Northern
swarms we have caught. So.
Oh, swarms! The caught swarms are the best. That's for sure.
Italian bees, they talk with their hands.
No, with their wings.
With their wings?
With their wings. They talk with their wings.
I don't know.
Yeah, Mark Jones says that I do small cell bees, and I don't know what that is, but small cell bees.
So that's how they get the smaller bees. The bees fit kind of like perfectly into the cells, the little honeycombs. So a smaller cell will get you smaller cell bees eventually. The thought process was, if you expand the cells of the honeycomb, you get a bigger bee, it could get bigger, more honey, but that kind of failed, and it proves that the bigger bees don't produce better honey. So,
hey. And Bee Lady says your bees have to match your environment and climate.
yes. That's why a lot of beekeepers around here lose a lot of their bees, because they get them from the south. And the southern bees are the ones going around the country, going to like almond farms and orange fields that are pesticide enriched. And they're southern bees, and then they buy them, ship them up here. And then you have this bee that is used to living in like, 70-degree weather all day, comes up here and first winter kills them all. So,
I feel real fortunate that we were able to have you on here tonight, because you haven't grown huge like Off Grid with Doug and Stacy yet.
Yet.
That's what I said.
They've been
yet.
at it a little bit longer.
But I think it's coming, because I think you have just a fantastic story in place, and
I told you I love the way he starts all of his videos.
Well,
he's just
yeah.
he's just off the wall enough.
we certainly want to encourage what you're doing, because we find it fascinating, and I know a lot of our other people in here find it fascinating as well. So we just want you to know we appreciate what you do.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm not looking at to do this for to get bigger or anything. I love the community. That's why my videos aren't always consistent, or all these things I should be doing. I'm just doing it for to gain some knowledge for myself, to maybe teach some people. I could definitely inspire people to quit the BS of the big corporate world, and doing stuff like that. So, well, yeah, maybe I would like to get bigger, just so I could inspire more people.
Well, I totally agree, and I certainly think that you will. I just found it pretty fascinating, because I have watched your videos going back, and then I don't know if you kind of fell off my radar or whatever, but I've seen some of your stuff from earlier on. And
well, thank you.
And to be honest, I mean, we're subscribed to so many channels. There's no way I can watch every video.
It takes us a while to go in and check everybody out.
Yeah.
But I make my rounds.
Yeah, we certainly do, and we very much enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, Christy Bett says she's watched some of your videos and couldn't stop grinning. I totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've got a couple people that are having to jump off here, but that's to be expected. So,
Finite World wants to know if your daughter still has stickers, and can we post the link?
Yeah, she definitely has stickers. And of course, I can't find one right now. Here we go. And then, so I started a little website for her. I'll write it in the comments.
I think it's already
it's
up here.
Leanna Duray.
Yeah, they already put it up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they have it.
Well, thank you.
Ooh,
I will send you a sticker.
I'm going to have to send you.
Yeah, and it's obviously not, something to generate money. I'm just trying to hopefully teach my daughter some entrepreneurial skills. Trying to inspire her to maybe be her own boss or do something that she enjoys doing. She kind of is doing the college thing, but taking a little break. I kind of convinced her to take a little break from college, and we'll see. So yeah, the stickers was just, it's a little side project for her, and I think it'll be good for her. And it's fun, and the great stickers too. So.
Yeah, definitely go and check those out. And Bobblehead Homestead said you inspired me to get started.
That's awesome, man. That really means a lot. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, what can you say to that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that, you know, is the fear. You know, the biggest thing to overcome is the fear, you know, because I don't know, that's what stopped me for years, and it's what I probably stops everybody from doing what they want to do, you know? Quitting a very lucrative job and selling everything and,
Going
you
to
know,
the unknown.
to live in an Airstream in the middle of a cow pasture. I don't know.
Well, and if I don't, it
It's
seems
either-
to me I picked up in a video or something. You actually got that Airstream in Ohio, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Dayton, Ohio, if I remember right.
Right outside of Dayton. I was hanging out in Dayton, so.
And that's 2 hours from our place.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever go to the Airstream factory?
No.
Oh, it's right. It's right in that area. It was very cool coincidence to pick up the Airstream, and I was gonna stay there. You know, I asked the lady. I was living in it. I think like 3 days. I was like, "Oh, do you mind if I stay in it, try it out a little bit?" And you know, now it's, you know, to get the moving company or the truck to come. She's like, "Yeah, why don't you check out the factory?" So I got to go right down the street and see where it was made, and got a tour, and it was pretty interesting. Cool area. Did some urban exploring. The Wright brothers were from that area.
Yeah, there's an Air Force base there in Dayton.
Well, that Air Force base is the first Air Force base, because that's where the Wright brothers did all their testing.
Right.
Like they went to Kitty Hawk to, you know, once they got it up in the air, they're like, all right, and then they went back home, and they went to that what's now the airport, and they kind of made it their first airport.
Yep.
And so now it's a military port.
Yep. We drive an hour southwest and then an hour west, and we're in Dayton.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, we're located right between Columbus and Cleveland, Ohio.
All right.
We're
Nice.
Centrals, we're right.
Maybe I'll make it out there.
Yeah, we're called
Yeah.
Mid-Ohio, literally
Yeah.
right in the middle of Ohio.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm in the middle of Pennsylvania, in the middle of
Yeah.
Ohio.
Retired and prepping said that he would like to live in an RV. He was raised in a trailer for a few years when he was growing up. And Daryl's been looking for an RV to I don't know, do what with? Pack our 5 dogs in? I'm not sure. We need an add-on just for that.
I need tag along trailers behind the trailer to just for the dogs, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm doing the tiny home living, and I love it. I really like it. I don't need a lot of room. I have a lot of room. I have a very big basement. I have 3 shipping containers that I'm, you know, building a shop. I saw somebody saying something about the shop in there. Yeah, so I can't really pull everything. I mean, I guess I could have a big trailer with an Airstream and, you know, a bunch of shipping containers pulling down a road.
yeah, I didn't realize Airstreams were made in Ohio, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So,
It's a California company, and for some reason, like when I was on a tour, they don't even know why it's in Ohio. I guess he just found some cheap property or something. But the California the company is a California company, and they've always been a California company, but they just happen to make them in Ohio.
What were the buses that were made in Loudonville?
what were the buses?
Yeah,
Buses.
the name of the buses.
Big.
Close your eyes, folks. Jim worked for them. They closed up.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Winnebago, maybe?
No. These were full size buses.
Yeah, these were the
And they did the
coaches. They were coaches.
They were coaches, but it was originally a school bus factory, and then that's this custom coach factory
I'll let
took
you know.
them over.
Yeah, I'll let you know at 3 a.m. when it dawns on me.
But
Yeah.
that was in Loudonville. And another town around here, Fredericktown, is where high-low trailers were manufactured. If you've ever heard of a high-low trailer, that's the type that cranks up and down. So, but they're all gone too. All these places are closing up.
Ruby Ranch wants
Yeah,
to
it's pretty sad.
if there's any advice on downsizing. She wants to know, did you have to get rid of a lot of stuff to live tiny, or did you always just live simple?
No, I definitely didn't live simple. I was, you know, when I was a city boy, I was a real city boy. You know, I had, you know, $2,000 suits and all that crazy stuff. And I guess my story is like once I like hit like making good money, because I grew up dirt poor in the ghetto and everything. Once I started making some good money, I was like, oh, I made it. Didn't have any happiness. So I started just downsizing my life altogether. You know, even while I was making good money, I was like, I don't need all this. I don't need these suits and this and that and all this stuff. So I don't know. I've never had a lot in my life. So I guess it was easy to live simple. I got a lot of junk. I collect. I do a lot of urban exploring and getting a lot of stuff out of old factories and garbage cans. But yeah, downsizing is easy. I mean, once you realize you know, a couple outfits and, you know, a couple things that you really need, and you just stop buying all that other junk. I mean, you could save a lot of time and a lot of money, and take that time and money and enjoy your life a little bit more. You know, my whole plan with this property is to have it set up where I don't have to work that hard, or, you know, I don't have to do a 9-to-5 job just because I'm living so simply. You know, I mean, even when I was living in the city, I mean, I got my heat down to like 50. I would, you know, put a bunch of blankets on, and this is, you know, when I was making good money. I just thought that I did not want to, you know, give my electric company $200 a month in heat, or, you know, whatever, all these cable bills. And so downsizing is, I think, it's pretty fun and pretty simple to do.
Do you have plans to put together any type of a greenhouse, or is it going to be strictly?
Oh, I love greenhouses. I think solar aspect of everything is a very big part of my homestead. Like my water storage tank, I'm actually putting it in the ground and kind of not building a greenhouse around. They won't have glass on top, but the southern side will all be glass. So that's kind of like a underground greenhouse. But so yeah, I'm a big fan of greenhouses. I think having different climates on your property is a very good thing. It could grow things in there that I wouldn't be able to grow outside. So my greenhouse will probably be underground mostly, and then just, you know, the top of it will be all glass above ground. I'm a big fan of thermal mass heating and things like that. So, but yeah, definitely we'll have greenhouses.
Have you solved all of your problems with the local local government as far as where you poop and stuff like that? Is that all handled, or?
No. I'm sure I'm officially not even living here, and so I'm officially neighboring. I'm officially living next door at the farm where I shower. So they don't really care right now. Once I have a structure that has plumbing, then they're going to be, you know, they're going to say I need my septic. I always knew that I would need a septic system. I don't have to use it legally. Like one of my neighbors around here, you know, the city came out to his place and like, oh, where are you pooping? I have a septic system. And it's like, well, you don't use it. I don't have to use it. I just have to have it. So I plan on having it. I'm going to probably turn it into a water storage and just never use it, just to make the man happy. But gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. I figured it would have to be used, but if you don't have to use it, that's cool.
No, it's. I mean, I don't think they could even monitor you using it. I mean, who's to say that I'm using it or not? I mean, because outhouses are legal, but they're not. You have to have a regular pooper. So.
I'm a little curious with your water well. Is that a 6-inch casing that I'm looking at, or a 4-inch? I think it's a 6-inch, isn't it?
Yeah, 6-inch. And the well actually goes down 420 feet. So, like you said, 200 before, the water level, because it hit a big aquifer, and pushed it up about 200 feet, which has saved me a lot of money. But it's a deep well.
Well, you went on top of the hill to dig it.
Yeah. I did that, one, for the windmill, for the wind power up there, and 2, I didn't want it to be near all the like the creek, because the closer you are to the creeks, there's a lot of cows around here, and the cows are allowed to poop wherever they want in the creek, but people aren't. So I wanted to keep my water far away from all the of the low-lying areas. So just to have a nice, pure, clean water.
And you do a lot of nice video work with your drone as well. And I'm just a little curious. Is that a Phantom 3? Is that what you're using with that, or?
That's an Altel drone.
An Altel, okay.
Yeah, it was a new company. I don't even know if they're still around, but it was new when I got it, and it was like, I don't even know if they're still in business, but it was equivalent to like the higher end DJI drones. And I got it used, so wasn't that bad. It's a great drone. I mean, the numbers are up there with the good DJI ones.
Well, it takes some good quality pictures, and your editing skills are extremely good.
Thank you. I'm learning as I go.
So, do you have shirts and hats and all that kind of stuff that you sell?
That wonderful merchandising stuff?
Yeah, are you a merchandiser?
I had a t-shirt company. Let me show you if I can find one. Huh. Oh, there goes one. Can you see that? It says, "I effing love Jersey City." And then that was the logo, Damaged Wear.
Oh.
So I did a lot of things with like local artists. I don't know where it is. But yeah, I had a couple of t-shirts with local artists, like their graffiti designs or regular art designs. The company it's still up. I mean, if you want to try it out, check it out. It's damagedwear.com.
So, but I guess where I was going with this is, do you have any shirts for your current Dennis Allen City Boy Homesteader?
No, not yet. Maybe he will someday. I don't know if anybody would want that, but I got stickers. I can send people stickers.
We didn't get a sticker from him.
Oh, I said that.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys some.
Yep, there it is. Damaged wear.
Yep, and that's being put in the chat window here as well.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, are you thoroughly enjoying your life now?
Yes, I definitely am. I mean, I'm not like partying every day, but life is so much better. The stress level, I mean, I don't know if many people lived in the city, but just not being surrounded by all those people and buildings and cell phone towers and radiation and all that junk it really makes life so much better when I could just walk outside and see a beautiful Johnny cat. There's the Johnny cat. It's so much nicer. I mean, it makes life so much better. It's but yeah, I'm definitely enjoying life.
What has been your biggest goof up? You know, your biggest mistake that you've made
Today, or my biggest goof up. Oh,
yeah, and I'm referring strictly to the City Boy Homestead, to the property.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, we all screw up somewhere along the line. Say, I wished I would have done it different.
You know, I screw up a lot, and I think I'm so used to it that I just learn to roll with it, and nothing really bothers me. You know, I mean, like, my mistakes are usually just a different way of looking at things. So,
Cool.
I don't know. I definitely mess up a lot, but I take it as a learning experience, and I try to move on.
Hey, we got any more questions here?
Oh, I put in the link again for his daughter's stickers. Those are awesome. A few of those.
Thank you.
I know the girls would like.
Bobblehead says building the yurt on hay was your biggest.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yes, and you know, I mean, I kind of knew it was gonna fall apart. I didn't think that fast, but it's fun. You know, it's a good story. I don't look at anything. I guess I've changed my whole outlook on life from, you know, who I used to be and what I viewed the world, how I viewed the world. So now it's just, I don't know, just laughing at myself when I mess up, like June said.
Okay. Well,
My beard is probably about 4 years old, maybe 3-4 years old. Someone just asked.
Yep, Christy Bess. I was just going to ask that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I, if I'm not mistaken, you did that because you didn't want to shave. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was still I gave up shaving when I was still in Verizon. I just hated doing it. I don't like any kind of maintenance. I don't even like go to barbers anymore. I just cut my own hair. Yeah, I just really did not want to start, you know, trimming my face all the time. So just that lazy. Now I kind of like it. It grew on me, literally.
And I don't know if B Lady may not have heard this earlier. She wants to know how much land you have there and or at the quarry. I think the quarry, it's all included.
Yeah, the quarry is in land. It's like almost 29 acres, 28.7 or something.
Not enough land for you, B Lady. You want 100 and some.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to manage that much land. The farmer that I bought this little, 30 acres from, he has I think about 130 left. So maybe you could buy his.
That's what they want. They want 100 and some acres.
There you go. Come on out.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, you gotta try to outbid the Amish though. The Amish are buying up all the farms.
That's
which is good.
That's we have Amish not far from us. Matter of fact, we'll see buggies go down the street every so often. So,
The lady wants to know where you are. In just the middle of Pennsylvania.
Woodward, PA.
There you go, B Lady, Woodward. Yeah, they have 19 acres right now.
That's a lot too. I actually wasn't looking for any more acres. I I mean, I would have settled with a good 5 acres. This property was actually, I think it was only 21 acres when I first bought it, because it was already mapped out. I wanted to go up to the top of the hill where I am now, because I didn't want anybody to ever, buy his farm and start spraying stuff and having all that, run down to my property. So I asked him to get me a couple extra acres to go to the top of the hill, and that's what made it bigger than what I was expecting. But I'm glad I did it.
The Little Mountain Ranch has 160 acres. Wow.
Man. That's a lot of room.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be happy with just 5 to 10 would suit me just fine.
Happy with
Yeah.
two.
I mean, one of my neighbor that Homesteader Diane, check him out on Instagram. He's got, I think, 5 or 6 acres, and he's got a lot of animals. He grows most of his own food. I mean, he's a full-time homesteader. He was one of the guys that led the tour at the Back to Basics fair. So he's only got like 5 or 6 acres, and he's got a very abundant piece of property. So
yeah,
I guess just having the extra land is just nice. Unless you have animals, if you need, you have a lot of cows, you're gonna need a lot of acres.
Yeah, I watched that video of the homestead fair thing, or that you have there in Woodward.
Oh yeah.
Back. What's it called? Back to
basics.
Back to basics. Yeah. That looked like a very interesting day. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if Sherry has seen that one yet, but
it was a very long video because they just wanted to try to just get all the documenting. Just want to get everything on film and just share all the knowledge. It was the only second year of them ever doing it.
So is your if you do some of this traveling, are you going to pull your Airstream, or are you going to just?
No. This Airstream's gonna stay here. She's not going anywhere. I have a minivan, and that thing is great for road trips. The seats, you take the seats out, put them down, whatever, and I could fit big sheets of plywood back there, so it's more than enough room for some traveling. That's what I went down for the Homesteader conference. I was sleeping in the Walmart parking lot that night. So it's great. I don't need all this luxury when I'm traveling.
Okay. Well, hon, what do you think here?
10:36. I don't know if anybody else has any questions. I know they're all talking amongst themselves, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. Learning how many acres everybody has, where we want to move to.
So, yeah, if there's anybody in the chat that has any questions, we'll kind of keep it up here for a couple more minutes, and then we'll let everybody get to bed so they can get up and go to work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm a little excited. It's the first time my daughter's here in town.
Cool.
So we got a busy week coming up.
What is she studying in college?
She's an art major. So she doesn't, I mean, she was going to FIT. That's the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan. But she doesn't know what she wants to do. She's 18 years old. She's a young 18-year-old. And so, I don't know. She's very artistic, very, very smart. I mean, straight A, honor roll student, all that good stuff. But I kind of wanted her to take some time off from school, get to know herself, see what she wants to do, I'm 43 years old. And I don't even know what I'm going to do for a living. So, but I know that I have some guidelines, and I want it to be something that I'm happy doing, and I want the same thing for her.
Good.
Okay, well, what do you think here? Folks, thank you all very much for being here. Dennis, please stick around here.
Will do.
But we're gonna say goodnight to everybody in the room here, and thank you all for coming. Next week it will be McRae Family Homestead.
Yes.
McRae Family Homestead will be on next Monday night.
One of our moderators.
Nice.
And she is out of Florida. So we're and Grizz, thank you so much for stopping in. Everybody, thank you very much for coming in and asking questions.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you all.
Yeah, if you don't hit that thumbs up, you know, Grizz has that hammer and he's been licking his lips with that kitty cat. So
I saw that.
he's scary.
So
hope that's not Johnny Cat.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming, and we will see you next week. I do have the
class tomorrow night.
Yeah, the editing
Video
tomorrow
editing
night.
or PC questions. Come on in.
Yep, we'll do that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
B lady wants to know. Let them know when the drive-in's ready.
I will. I'm excited about that. You gotta make sure you come down though.
Yeah, we'll do a YouTube weekend at your place.
Yeah, everybody in the chat here, make sure you run over there and subscribe to this gentleman, because he's got a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, he does.
All right.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks everybody.
We appreciate it.
Bye bye, y'all.